Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to chat about season three around Just Like That. Without us spoiling it for the fans, because they'll kill
Yes.
us, what is in store for Miranda this season? What can you
Well,
tell me?
when we start, Miranda is back on the dating scene, but of course, she hasn't been single in 20 years, and now she's dating women, which is a whole new experience. And I think dating also itself has changed, whether you're talking about social mores or whether you're talking about dating apps. So she's, for a person who prides herself on being super competent, she is really out of her depth. And that's really fun because I feel like our show, the old one and the current one, are the most quintessentially themselves when one of us or more of us are single and having dating nightmares. But also, Miranda is, I think, proceeding nicely in her newly chosen career, and she's again, some mishaps along the way, and then also she has a lot of anxiety about her son, who has, much to her horror, decided last season that he's not going to college and doesn't seem to have much of a plan about his career or his life.
He'll find his way. They always
Yes,
do.
yes, but it's hard to convince Miranda of that.
Across this series, it's been so wonderful for fans, especially queer fans, to see Miranda come into her queerness. It's been done so beautifully and so authentically.
Thank you.
And I wanted to ask you, what is that like for you as a queer woman and an actor to see this storyline unfold that way, in such a different way as well?
Yeah, I mean, I have really loved it. I know that Che was a very controversial character. And I always wonder what people's reaction to Che would have been had Che not been the person who ostensibly broke up Steve and Miranda. I think that was really hard for people. But I really enjoyed the way, Miranda's both getting out of her marriage and also Miranda's discovery or exploration of her queer identity was messy. And I feel like, in the same way, our show being about always the old one and the current one being about women, it didn't mean that we wanted to show that women were perfect. Kind of the opposite, right? We wanted to center women, and we wanted to show, all of our strengths, but also our weaknesses. And I think that, when one comes out at whatever age, you don't have to do it with tremendous grace. Like it's hard enough. And I also love that, again, that Miranda's discovery of this thing about herself did not invalidate all the relationships she had had with men in the past. I thought that was really beautiful too.
I think it's been so refreshing how it's been done.
Thank
Um,
you.
a lot of people will physically hurt me if I don't ask you this question.
Yes, what?
So please bear with, okay? Because in season one of Sex and the City, Miranda did explore her sexuality somewhat with Sid.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
a moment that declared with, Miranda said she was straight at the time. Are
Right.
you aware of how passionate some people are about justice for Sid?
Justice for Sid. Well, if you will remember, though, about Sid was the one who's like, you're not gay. You're not. Right? And so maybe it was not the right time in Miranda's life to go there, or maybe, as lovely as Sid was, maybe she and Sid just did not have any chemistry, you
True.
know?
I would love to see a cameo though. Come on, season
Oh,
four.
yes, yes, Joanna Adler. Yes, I would love to have her back. That would be actually a really fun idea.
God, I should be a producer or
You
a writer.
should. You should.
Good idea, Cynthia.
Yeah.
The series has wonderfully depicted the relationship between a mother and her trans non-binary child with
Yeah.
Charlotte and Rock.
Yeah.
As a parent of a trans child, what is it like to see such a tender and emotional and beautiful story unfold?
I think it's really wonderful. I mean, I think it's important to show trans people at every age. And I also think it's good and honest to show their families, and maybe most especially their parents,
Yep.
struggling with this reality, and struggling to just also understand. I mean, for so many people, it's such a brand new idea that, I feel like a lot of obviously stuff that gay people encountered in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and beyond, trans people are getting hit with so many of those same arguments. It's a phase. Are you sure? Did you get indoctrinated? Did someone,
Yeah.
you know,
And all these people haven't even met a trans person. Go out and breathe the
exactly.
air, touch some grass, and meet a motherfucking
Exactly.
trans.
Believe what people tell you about themselves.